all. Thank you so, so much. It is such a pleasure to be here with all of you and to celebrate this extraordinary organization. I want to thank Lynn for that introduction, but also for all of the joy that he brings to our world. I'm so grateful to you, Lynn. And I also want to thank his father, who, as Lynn said, really conceived of and founded the Federation. He's been a friend for a very long time, and I am so grateful to you, Luis, for your leadership. And I want to thank Frankie Miranda, President and CEO of the Hispanic Federation. We have had such a great partnership with the Federation over so many years through the Clinton Foundation and the Clinton Global Initiative. We've worked on disaster and positive agendas, most particularly in Puerto Rico, and it has been an absolute pleasure. Now, I get to introduce the first of this year's awardees, and someone whom I admire and care about so much. You know him, maybe because you've eaten at one of his restaurants. The chances are you have, but even if you haven't, it's likely that he's fed somebody you know and care about, whether in one of his restaurants, at a table that he's gathered himself, or through the extraordinary work of World Central Kitchen. You know, Jose has an understanding deep in his heart about how to bring people together, how to help people understand one another, how to figure out a way to help each other on life's journey. Now, I do love to eat his food, and I have eaten a lot of it, including in Spain, where he's given me great advice. But what I care so much about is how he has used his skills and his passion as a chef to help feed people literally all over the world at the lowest, most challenging times in their lives. He has been awarded so many honors, as he will again tonight, and he deserves every single one of them. But what defines him is not honors and awards and recognition. It is that big heart of his, and it's the action he takes to help people. Bill and I first met him back in the 1990s through his work with what was then the DC Central Kitchen. Even though he was working long hours in his restaurant, Jaleo, he still showed up every week at Central Kitchen to help cook for those in need. And he made a huge impression on my husband and me. In fact, after volunteering with him once in 1999, Bill said, "Just imagine what we could achieve if everyone rose to the call of citizen service the way you have." And what struck me then and what strikes me today is that he is doing what he believes in some form or another all of us should do. His idea was simple but revolutionary. Go where the need is greatest. Work with local people. Cook local food. Bring nourishment along with dignity and hope to communities in crisis. You know, shortly after the devastating earthquake in Haiti in 2010, most of the world watched in horror from afar, but not Jose. He went, he cooked, and the seed for the World Central Kitchen was planted. And he said, you know, if I can do this in Haiti, maybe we together can do it anywhere in the world. When I was Secretary of State, I saw him in action in Haiti, but I also worked with him to help launch the Global Alliance for Clean Cook Stoves, because before you can sit down to eat, you need to cook your food, and so many families around the world lacked access to safe cooking methods. I asked him to be the first ambassador of our country on culinary diplomacy. I wanted to unleash him around the world to go and encourage other chefs to find ways that they could put their skills to work. He helped to bring global attention and urgency to helping us figure out ways to meet people where they are, to help them cook with safer cooking methods, to help them figure out how to help themselves, to empower them to help each other at times of crisis. You know, when Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico in 2017, he once again mobilized, and Bill and I, along with the Miranda family, saw firsthand how he organized, in the absence, very honestly, of help from the United States government, to feed thousands of Puerto Ricans every single day. But he didn't stop there, because what makes his service unique is that, yes, he wants to feed people, but he also wants to help them grow the food they need, cook that food, sell and market that food. He sees the whole picture and is determined to do everything he can. Shortly after Russia invaded Ukraine, I was talking to some of the Ukrainians that we had worked with through the Clinton Foundation over many years, and we were talking about the horrors of what they were confronting. But one of them said, you know, this man, Jose, has showed up to feed us. And he's cooking thousands of meals. But I would like to tell him he needs to move where he is setting up the tables. So I always listen to women who are trying to feed their families about what it is that we need to do. So I called Jose and I said, Jose, you know where you're setting up to feed people in Kyiv? You need to move it, because I just talked to some women who know what they're talking about. And he said, of course, and he moved the site so more people could be fed. And then just this last fall, at the Clinton Global Initiative, which we hold every year, bringing doers together, people who make commitments to solve problems, Jose is there all the time because he's one of the leading doers that we know. He was standing off stage before he went on, and he was listening to the network we had put together to bring groups together to work to help the people in Sudan, one of the worst humanitarian crises that we currently have in the country, in the world. And he had already been in Gaza, serving now millions of meals in Gaza. When he heard about the needs in Sudan, he immediately committed to bring money and resources to help the people in Sudan. So think about this. To date, World Central Kitchen has served nearly 1 billion meals. Each one reminds people they're not alone, they're not forgotten. And as Jose says, a plate of hope is what we are giving them. So he has redefined what it means to be a chef. He's inspired generations of people across the world to see their profession as an opportunity to serve. And you know, at a time when it sometimes seems like our challenges are insurmountable, Jose reminds us that one person with conviction, compassion, and competence has the power to change the world.